wanting to get away from any experience, from the contents of your own mind, will fuel the story and the experience that mind is presenting to you. There are times when you've got to go into it and unravel it, because there is no distance from it. There's just no getting away from it. And as this path goes on, you develop the wisdom to know when you've got to go into something to unravel it and when you can just drop it. The more that you see the workings of mind and how the matrix works, the less you will need to go into a story to unravel it. Bear in mind, when you go into a story to unravel it, in one way it validates the separate I. It carries that with it, that it's actually expanding the story of I. Consciousness is going back in to the me who has to unravel something, or to understand something, to make peace with something. Sometimes it's the only thing that can happen. But at another level, it must be seen also that it does fuel the I story. It does in some way endorse that it is real within another knowing that it's not real. So there's a difference between going in to unravel something and you're totally believing the story, and going in to unravel something because the character needs to have the experience. This is a very subtle point, but it's really important. Because when there's a going into something to unravel the story in order to dissolve pain, this is mind pulling mind apart, trying to find a resolution for mind. This is therapy. It is self-knowledge in terms of knowing who you're not. It is the character getting to know itself. That's the therapy. It has its place. When we do that work within a satsang context, it's about the character having the experience, but all the while against a backdrop of knowing that this isn't real. Somewhere this isn't real, and I know this isn't real somewhere. But right now, this story needs to pan out, have its resolution for the character. Not for what I am, not for the truth to be seen, but for the character. Now, this type of work continues after the truth is seen. It's just life. It's just life. The character is burning out the end of desires. The character is unraveling some other beliefs and becoming so clear and clean that it's just consciousness is having its way with it in every moment. There's nothing sticky in any of it. So if you have to go into something to unravel it, keep it against the backdrop that I know someplace that this isn't real. Some part of me has seen that this is not real. If it's deeper than that, then it's like, I know this isn't real, but still it needs resolution. Move towards this one, huh? Move towards this one. So that there isn't 100% investment in the contents of the mind, of the thinking mind. That's what I'm pointing to. Don't let there be 100% investment at any time. It can unravel, it can do its work without any ownership of it at all. Leave space for that. If that space isn't there, then what it does is it denies the further refinement of consciousness, the further evolution. It can happen when somebody has bought the idea that, you know, once I know that the truth, that the truth is that this is not real, once that is known or that is seen or there's recognition that I was never here, well then it's all over. It's like, it's the end, but it's the beginning. Something else is beginning. Leave space for that. Leave space for that. The map changes. It just changes. And so, leaving space for the backdrop of this isn't real, but the refinement of consciousness will continue. Things will continue to be burned out. What it does is it keeps a distance from investing in personal thoughts, and distance from investing in any thought. There's something not caught up in it, because you know that the unraveling of the character has nothing to do with the truth. That's the gem. That's the difference between these two models of when it's therapy or when it's the character is unraveling itself. That's the refinement of consciousness. You're not a problem that needs resolution. Everything doesn't have to be healed. Consciousness will move that way, and the seeing of truth pops along the way, independent to the journey of the story, the character unraveling himself or herself. There's nothing that really needs resolution, really. Truth is independent to that. But the refinement of consciousness, consciousness learning about itself, understanding itself, seeing how it works, the workings of the matrix exposing themselves in terms of this is the character, that exposition, this is the character that's unraveling itself, that needs to have this experience. Don't mix that up with therapy. Don't mix it up. That's a very different thing. And it could be said the truth has nothing to do with either of them. It's just that one of them stops. It's the ego building itself. The other one is the character having experience, which is known at that point that consciousness is what is having this experience. Consciousness is working this out through the character. Let it all happen, huh? Let it all happen. It's fine. It's got nothing to do with you. It all has nothing to do with you. It'll continue to do its rock and roll. May it continue. It's fine. It's got nothing to do with you. There's no resolution for you. There's nothing wrong with any of it. There's no need to seek a resolution. The happy ever after that the character imagines that happens after seeing the truth never happens. The character is seen not to be real, and the character is still refining itself. It's just how consciousness moves, huh? But enjoying a happy ever after? No. There's a shift in perception. That's all. Just a shift in perception. From I am perceiving me, all about me, my world, my feelings, my thoughts, my life, to what is happening is running through a perceiving machine. And the perceiving machine is imagined itself by what is happening. And what I am is none of it. What I am is outside of all of it. But a perception runs through the body-mind. And it has nothing to do with what I am. Nothing.